Where's that Cybertruck? Is that around here?
That's somewhere around here. Bring on the Cybertruck. Cue music.
CNBC, why do you do this to us? Why do you tease an entire Cybertruck episode and then only give us what you showed in the previews? But truly, seriously, I'm glad we saw something. Something is better than nothing. I'm very, very, very grateful for at least some additional Cybertruck content, additional coverage, additional footage, anything I can get my hands on, I'm in love with. It was still really, really cool. So, I mean, what did we learn? Well, let me explain. So the show started with Elon showing up in the Semi, after Jay had shown off the Model Y, the Model 3, the Model X, and spelled out the whole sexy lineup. They also showed off the new Roadster, although it was very, very brief. But Elon did talk about the new rocket thrusters and how the base model of the Roadster without the rocket thrusters gets a 0 to 60 of 1.9 seconds, which is insane. But he said the rocket thrusters live underneath the license plate. So the license plate literally flips down and the rocket will fire. How cool is that? So then the Cybertruck shows up in all of its might and beauty. And Jay Leno says, I don't know what he says. I forgot what he said. What does he say?
You know, I saw it on TV, I saw it at the intro, but nothing strikes you until you see it in person.
Ah, yes, that's what he says. So the first thing they're interested in is the Vault cover. So they walk around to the back of the truck and look at the cover.
Okay.
Touch of a button.
And the cover is made of big metal slats, and it was a little noisy when it was being rolled up and rolled back, but it worked very well. We never even saw a close-up of the button or of the slats itself, which is a little disappointing, but we did see some of that in the cinematic B-roll that Tesla released at the unveil back in November. Elon says the cover is super strong, and to prove it, he climbs onto the tailgate and then onto the cover. Now, when he's opening the tailgate makes this kind of weird noise, and, you know, who knows, it's prototype. I'm not gonna worry too much about it, but I am just worried about it just a little bit. And then the show makes fun of Tesla's cult-like following.
People of Tesla!
When Jay drives the truck, he says it feels like any other Tesla. Immediate acceleration, good handling, and all of the above. We also see really good shots of the windows, all of the windows and all of their might and glory. And of course, when we saw the Cybertruck back in November, it was in darkness. We didn't see much of the windows. They couldn't really show off the windows. So this is really, really good to see. And I can only imagine taking tourists for a tour inside of the truck in like New York City or something like that. How cool would that be to go on a city tour in Cybertruck where you can like look up at the buildings? It just sounds so cool. This show was filmed back in December, and Elon says the proportions will be shrunken down a bit by the time we get to production, but Elon clarified 1 or 2 weeks ago that the Cybertruck will remain the same size as the prototype we saw back in November. Then, like what felt like an eternity later, they take the Cybertruck for a ride in the Boring Company's tunnels. And this whole event of them in the tunnel was completely serendipitous. Elon said, oh yeah, the tunnel entrance is right over there.
The Boring Company tunnel starts just there next to the SpaceX parking garage.
And Jay was like, could we take it for a ride?
Can we
Take the Cybertruck through
And
it?
Elon was like,
Maybe. It'd be quite interesting to see if we can actually fit it down there.
Elon, how do you not even know if it fits or not? Like, it's your truck and you never connected you're building the tunnel for the truck and the what?
Has ever been inside a Boring Company tunnel?
We don't even know if it'll fit.
We're pushing the envelope.
And sure enough, it fits. It's the first time that Cybertruck has ever been into the tunnel, and they took it really slow. Really slow. So what did we learn from this episode? Even Jay Leno did not get much time with the Cybertruck. The whole thing felt a little rushed. It seems to me they only filmed for about 2 to 3 hours to receive 10 minutes of actual airtime. And that's not even including the ATV previews that we saw. Again, what happened to the ATV? There's still a bunch of other details missing, like the HVAC to the bed and also how much weight the actual cover can hold. We really don't know a lot of those little things, and I kind of doubt that Tesla does either, but at the same time, if you know it, show it off. We also didn't see any shots of the new interface or any of the screens inside of the truck. We see in like the reflection of Elon's glasses that the rear view camera mirror thing was on and working, I presume. But as for the side view cameras or anything like that, like we didn't see anything of that nature. We didn't see a single shot of the new interface or of the truck doing any kind of autonomous driving. So that makes me wonder, how much capability does the prototype actually have? It might not even have functioning cameras or full self-driving or autopilot or anything of that nature. The interface and the whole UI in the car might not even be fully functioning. But I also noticed one thing that really had me intrigued. And in the tunnel and before the tunnel, they had the windows cracked inside of the prototype truck. And on a film set, you need to have your audio as quiet as possible, and open windows on a road while driving is not ideal. So that makes me think the prototype has no working HVAC, which is like kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's a little interesting. Jay also never really tested the truck or went in depth with the truck. They could have taken it for a ride on a track or even gone off-roading with it. That would have been sick, but we didn't see any of that. One other thing that we learned is that Elon is not afraid of the truck at all. He is unfazed by it. He's not nervous about what Jay will think of it, what his audience will think of it. He just loves the truck. In fact, he's proud of it. He's not looking for any extra attention or any kind of certain perception. He even jokes about it openly, and it's really hard to joke about something if you're pretty nervous about it. Elon was not intimidated by Jay either, and Elon even told me directly on Twitter that Jay knows a lot about cars. He called it next level. But in the episode we saw, Jay didn't really flex any of his knowledge about cars. He was very general about the truck. He never truly compared the truck to other cars, and the show made it look like he just took the truck at face value. It's either that or the show cut out the rest of that specific content, which is what we're all looking for. I would have really, genuinely would have enjoyed hearing all of the critiques and all the thoughts that Jay had to say. I'm not mad, just disappointed. I will take anything I can see more of the truck at all. Like, that's all I want to see. That's all I want to see. I just want to see more of the truck, more of the interior, more of the exterior, more of the underbody, more of the top view, more of the windows. Anything I can see of the car, I want to see more. And I'm very, very grateful for CNBC's episode, even though it was a little short and a little underwhelming. I'm still thankful for it. I'm grateful for their producers. I'm grateful for their filmmakers and their editors. Just wanted a little bit more. My name is Troy Meekoff. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.